You are walking through a forest in Poland. A wolf is watching you from the darkness of a Polish forest. It hears your voice and runs. That wolf has never been hunted. It has no reason to fear you, but it runs anyway. Why? In 2025, biologist Liana Zanet from Western University and wolf expert Dries Kuiper from the Polish Academy of Sciences published a study in Current Biology that shattered one of the most persistent myths about wildlife. For years, people assumed that wolves were becoming fearless. Wolf encounters with humans were on the rise, and the prevailing theory was that legal protection had made them bold. But Zanet and her team suspected something else. They set up hidden camera speaker systems across 1,100 square kilometers of Poland's Tuchola forest. When an animal passed within 10 meters, the system played a sound and filmed the response. The wolves heard birds. They heard dogs barking. And they heard humans speaking calmly in Polish. The footage was unmistakable. Wolves were more than twice as likely to run, and twice as fast to abandon the site after hearing humans compared to the control sounds. The same was true of deer and wild boar. These were not wolves that had been hunted. These were wolves living in a protected area where killing them was illegal. And they were still terrified. They did not wait to see if the human was a threat. They did not stop to assess the situation. They just ran. The fear was instant, visceral, and absolute. Zanet put it bluntly, wolves are not exceptional in fearing humans, and they have good reason to fear us. That reason is simple. We are the most lethal predator on Earth. Global surveys show that humans kill large carnivores like wolves at 9 times the rate they die naturally. In the European Union, humans legally and illegally kill wolves at 7 times the rate they die naturally. France alone allows up to 20% of its wolf population to be killed every year. Zanet's warning was stark. At these rates, any truly fearless wolf that did not avoid humans would very soon be a dead wolf. The math is brutal. If a wolf does not run, it does not survive. If it does not teach its offspring to run, its lineage ends. Fear is not a weakness. It is a survival strategy honed over thousands of years. This is the real reason wild animals are afraid of humans. It is not about one bad encounter. It is not about learned behavior. It is about a legacy of killing that has been passed down for generations. Animals that were fearless did not survive. The ones that survived were the ones that learned to avoid us. And they passed that fear down to their offspring. Over time, fear became encoded in their biology. It became instinct. It became inheritance. The evidence is everywhere. In 2018, a study published in Science by Gaynor and colleagues analyzed 76 studies of 62 species across 6 continents. They found that mammals are becoming an average of 1.36 times more nocturnal due to human presence. An animal that naturally split its activity evenly between day and night increased its nighttime activity to 68% around people. They are literally changing their sleep schedules to avoid us. Deer, coyotes, tigers, and wild boar are all shifting their behavior. They are not just avoiding the places we go. They are avoiding the times we are awake. Even urban wildlife shows this pattern. In cities across Europe and North America, foxes, badgers, and raccoons have shifted their activity toward nighttime hours, venturing out only after human activity subsides. The fear of humans is so powerful that it reshapes entire ecosystems. In California's Santa Cruz Mountains, researchers tracked pumas fitted with GPS collars. When pumas made kills near human housing, they abandoned their kills more often, retreating up to a kilometer every day and returning only at night to feed. Female pumas in developed areas killed 36% more deer per year than those in areas with little housing. They had to kill more to survive because they were too afraid to stay with their food. Each kill required more energy, more risk, and more time. The pumas were not just afraid of humans. They were reorganizing their entire hunting strategy around that fear. The study's lead researcher, Justine Smith, noted that humans are effectively the behavioral top predator, changing the feeding behavior of the natural top predator. In South Africa's Kruger National Park, researchers from Western University played recordings of humans and lions at waterholes. The results were astonishing. Wildlife were twice as likely to flee and abandoned waterholes 40% faster in response to human sounds than to lions. Fully 95% of species ran more from humans than from lions. This included elephants, giraffes, leopards, hyenas, zebras, and warthogs. Conservation biologist Michael Clinchy, who worked on the study, explained the logic. Lions are the biggest group hunting land predator on the planet and thus ought to be the scariest. But they were not. Humans were scarier. The study's findings were so striking that they made headlines around the world. They forced scientists to confront an uncomfortable truth. We are the super predator. The animals had learned, through generations of experience, that humans pose a greater threat than lions. Zanette, who also led the Kruger study, said, "The pervasiveness of the fear throughout the savanna mammal community is a real testament to the environmental impact that humans have." She added, "They are scared to death of humans, way more than any other predator." The fear is not limited to one species or one region. It is global. It is ancient. It is deeply embedded in the behavior of animals across the planet. Even animals that have never been hunted show this fear. A 2024 study by McGann and colleagues published in Proceedings of the Royal Society B found that wildlife in Africa, Asia, Europe, and North America all fear the human super predator far more than other predators. In Australia, native marsupials fled from humans 2.4 times more often than from dogs, which are their next most frightening predator. These are animals that evolved in isolation from human hunting for tens of thousands of years. They did not grow up with humans as predators. They had no reason to fear us. And yet, they did. The fear was so deeply ingrained that it persisted even when the original threat was no longer present. It had become part of their evolutionary inheritance. This fear is not a choice. It is an inheritance. But here is what no one wants to admit. We are not afraid of them. They are afraid of us. The wolf in the forest does not run because it knows you. It runs because of what you represent. Every generation of wolves that failed to fear humans did not live to pass on its genes. The ones that survived were the ones that ran, and they taught their children to run. And those children taught their children. For thousands of years, the message has been the same. Stay away from the human. We have earned our reputation. We have killed more, hunted more, and dominated more than any predator in history. And the animals know it. They do not need to see us to be afraid. They do not need to be hunted to be terrified. Our voices alone are enough to send them running. Our presence alone is enough to change their behavior. We are the most dangerous thing they will ever encounter. When you fall asleep in the wilderness tonight, remember that the silence around you is not emptiness. It is the sound of every predator that has learned to fear the most dangerous animal on earth.